What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Miss Maggie T with Atlanta Hawks News. If you're new to the channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss another post from me. But as you know now, Lou Williams did return to Atlanta Hawks after he was pondering retirement. And he actually sat out for a little bit because he kind of wanted to kind of see the rotation of the players, since this was an entirely new group for him. He just wanted to see, observe their styles and rotations from the bench, and he just wanted to get an understanding of how they played, see their sets, get a feel for those rotations, and understand how this group of guys mesh, see where he can fit in. Of course, he thought it would just be unfair to this group of guys to just throw himself out there. So he just wanted to kind of get the feel of them, and it did look like that the team really wanted him to be there. They pretty much embraced him, and he said it just took him a few days to get here, but once I've arrived, I wanted the energy to be positive. I wanted the experience to be positive. I didn't want the guys to look at me like I didn't want to be there. So, especially with the news going out that he was pondering retirement, he just basically was just saying that pretty much what it was just stunning for him when the LA Clippers did make that trade deadline for Rajon Rondo, and he just admitted that it shook him a little bit and it hurt. He said on a video conference call, he stated, "I had a lot of investment there. We had some success. We were gearing up for another deep run, a championship run. That was my mentality, and I thought I would finish the season there." Of course, after going over things, Williams decided against retirement. He pretty much believed he can just kind of help this youthful Hawks make a push towards the first playoff berth since 2017. And he just feel like he can play at a high level still, and he can just help this team do some things. He don't want to look back on his retirement prematurely, thinking to himself what he could have done. This is an opportunity to finish out the season with this team and go from there. So, I understand it. It's a lot of these moves are a shocker for a lot of those players, and I get it. But hey, I'm glad he didn't retire. Just to see him out there again is kind of nice, but I was getting used to Rajon Rondo as well, so you know how that goes. But let's go ahead and get into this final road trip game against the Pelicans, New Orleans, and we came out with a victory over them. And this is probably was a tough road stretch for us. Definitely, it was some ups and downs throughout this whole entire series, but we were returning home. But we did beat them at 126-103. Now, coming out the gate, the Hawks did start off pretty all right. They scored first, but the Pelicans kind of answered back, and they took a lead pretty much early on, and that ended up making Nate McMillan call an early timeout to make some adjustments. Of course, a lot of the points came in the paint for New Orleans, and it was just a very slow start for the Hawks. Now, after that, the Hawks did become a little bit more alive, however, and they end up scoring about 14 points in the last 3 minutes to stay in that quarter. And of course, part of the push resulted in a 9-2 run that pretty much tied the game. And of course, going into that second quarter, it started off a little bit more better for the Hawks. Atlanta used an 8-2 run to tie the game at 36-36, and we end up finishing strong in that quarter as well. Now, it got close, but we end up taking a 1-point lead going into halftime with the help of a 22 combined points from Bogdanovic and Kevin Huerter. The Hawks came out of the locker room just kind of flying with a 12-2 run in the third quarter, taking their largest lead to that point, and they were leading for that most part throughout the rest of the game. And just hot shooting was a big factor during those quarters. Ended up having a 39-point showing. The Hawks set a new season high for scoring in the third quarter. Atlanta shot 15 of 24 from the floor and 5 of 11 from the three, taking full control of the game with a pretty much a 94-79 lead, man. So we pretty much just came out here blazing. Now, of course, we did have injuries, but everybody else showed up when they needed to as well. And Atlanta led by as many as 25 points in the fourth quarter, and they just end up cruising into that victory. It was a balanced, impressive effort from the Hawks. You know, they were shorthanded for the most part, but Bogdanovic led the way after scoring a season high of 28 points. Bogdan scored 26 points on 9 of 17 shooting, with 6 of 11 from the three-point range, as well as Herter. He did his thing, finishing with a season high of 24 points on 10 of 15 shooting. And Capella added 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 block shots, and 19 points and 8 assists from Williams. All right, you know, seeing him kind of get out there and do a little bit for us, as well as Okongwu had a career high 11 points, 9 rebounds. Snell had about 10 points, and Goodwin had 10 points, 5 assists, also provided some value contributions. Now, with this win, the Hawks will finish up this 8-game trip with a 4-4 record. Like I said, it wasn't easy. But I'm finally, you know, glad that we can kind of get up out of there and return home. And the positive part is that we won with injuries plaguing us, you know, so we still pulled it through for half that series. So now Atlanta now has a record of 25-24 overall for this season, and we just got to keep it moving. We got to get everybody back healthy, and hopefully we can have a positive run from this point on, you know, to kind of stay in the contention and compete for the playoffs. So with that being said, that's all I got for you guys. Just let me know what you think about the game and everything. Let me see what our next opponent is. Let me see. Atlanta Hawks. I normally have that right away. It looks like we will be playing the Warriors tomorrow at 7:30 our regular time. Finally. And that's going to be at home. So I appreciate you guys tuning in for me, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss anything else. And peace out, people.